this was something that was right here, right in our face, and went straight to our hearts. I had a son who was born severely, unchangeably brain damaged, lived about 15 years. It was awful. I blame myself as a physician. I should have noticed his distress. I blamed the physicians that were there. I blamed my ex-wife. I blamed everybody. This was really destructive. Blame avoids reality. The reality was that nothing anyone could do would change Nikki's life at all, and he was not going to get better. I couldn't begin to heal until I accepted that. The reality today is we are here without Alena. We are lucky to have known her. So what now? I found that platitudes really didn't help me much early on. Well-meaning people saying, you're going to be a better person and you're going to be much stronger for going through this. No, I said, the hell with this. I want my son back. I want Alena back. Hope for me came from seeing and knowing people. I worked in an emergency room, so I saw awful things almost on a daily basis. And I saw people that had gone through awful things, and they were living their life. And I gradually began to see that they survived. They were living their life. If they can survive, we can too. It's a long path, and there's a part of us that we'll never forget, we'll always remember. We'll now have some celebrations of Alena's life.
My name is Whitney Charlie, and I knew Alena just about from day one. She's like a sister to me. Her gorgeous green eyes, those cherub cheeks, full lips, her unforgettable smile. That beautiful face is part of some of my very first memories. After Savannah and Tess, I was pretty used to the new baby thing. But there is no way my 4-year-old self could ever imagine or begin to comprehend what that little wiggling ball of flesh that was Alena Monique would grow to mean to me. Fate. I truly believe it was fate that brought my mom and Kathy together, giving me 3 sisters, more than the ones that I already had by blood. Fate brought Alena and I together. She and I had that special something. It was that special something that kept our young selves adventuring, that made us reach for the higher tree branch, that made us pump the swings a little harder, no matter how close Archie the cow would come. Picking blackberries along the creek, hopping from rock to rock, spotting the pond across the way, spotting the raft on the pond, not being able to help ourselves, coming home dripping wet, camping in the backyard. That something encouraged us to be our natural selves. Dancing naked, skinny dipping. Clothes weren't for us. Not really our thing. We would shut ourselves from their constraint at any moment possible. The Jessup box was the exception. She sure had flair, long wigs, boys, sequins, never failed to awe. She could be stubborn, but it was adorable. She knew how to make you love it. Part of that something was her laugh. It was infectious. That something encouraged our young mischievousness, locking ourselves in the bathroom, passing that delicious Tom's strawberry toothpaste between one another, giggling, sneaking sweets. That something made us believe. It fed our imagination, made us create. That something was pure magic, a blissful childhood. The age difference meant nothing. If anything, it made our bond stronger. She was beyond her years, and I could just let loose with her. It wasn't because we were both brunettes, or because the blondes, Savannah and Tess, were best friends. It was because she and I were meant to be. And even though we were supposed to keep adventuring and mischievously exploring until we were well too old to be doing so, I'm so unbelievably grateful that we caused the havoc that we did, made the memories that we did, when we did, and with that sweet, sweet angel of ours. Thank you.
All night except for we told him his doodles looked artsy and he didn't even like that.
I'm not gonna lie, that somebody's not funny. He's so angry at me and he's like trying to
He won't even tell us why.
He's like a big cloud of anger.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't you worry there, my honey. We might not have any money, but we've got our love to pay the bills. Maybe I think you're cute and funny. Maybe I want to do what bunnies do with you, if you know what I mean. Oh, let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, making everybody look like ants. And way up there, you and I, you and I.
Well, you might be a bit confused,
And you might be a little bit bruised,
but baby, how we spoon like no one else. So I will help you read those books if you will soothe my worried looks, and we will put the lonesome on the shelf.
let's get rich and buy our parents' homes in the south of France. Let's get rich and give everybody nice sweaters and teach them how to dance. Let's get rich and build a house on a mountain, make
Alena was our niece, and I wrote a couple of verses in Sanskrit to present in gratitude for our presence in her life. The translation, the main point, is the light of your presence in our lives will shine long after the darkness of our grief.
Tavapayanat sahasaiva balike samikshamam shokavatim anekasha Tavagamamam madhutapinim hima vichintayatvam tanujenu jasyame Anyapyasai prabalatimiram Durdaram shokabharam Yate dvante samayagamanat Stasyati prema teja Jivat swasma svavirala vibha Nitya dipta suvatse Babhasyante lasana ruchiras Tvatsakasat prakasha Tvatsakasat prakasha
Early last spring, it had been a few months since I had seen Alena, by far our longest time apart. I was on my way to volleyball practice when I saw her coming up from the Maroon Academy field after a soccer game. She had that huge, half-moon smile on her face, and she was proud. I could see it in her eyes. She had just scored the winning goal. I scrambled out of the car the minute I saw her, into her arms, and I began to cry. I wasn't sure then why I cried, but looking back now, I was crying out of love. I was just so happy to see her. Alena had that effect on me. Sometimes I'm not the most confident person. I am more shy and self-conscious than I appear. But when I was with Lainey, I didn't think about myself. She was just such an incredible person, so passionate and confident. I simply admired her, loved her, and felt so much stronger when I was around her. How many 15-year-olds, really, how many people, can say that they have had a friend who has made them cry out of pure happiness to be with them? Now, in my saddest moments, I have to think about this. I feel so grateful to have had this person who made me feel so much in my life. Alena made me cry by simply being Alena. Now that she is gone, I'm having a very hard time knowing or being certain about anything anymore. I know none of us understand, and we never will, the unanswerable question, why? But there is one thing I know and understand so fully now. Alena has introduced me to a deeper level of love. I know now, because of her, a love so great, a love that consumes you, subjects you to immense happiness, but when someone you love on this deeper level is taken from you, it's difficult to find the strength to live without them. Because of knowing Alena, I understand more deeply what being loving to others is. Because of Alena, I will be better at loving people in my life. Alena had an extreme capacity for love. She had this, the most inspiring quality of all to me, the comfort and freedom within herself to truly love other people, things, and ideas. She loved so many things that life had to offer. Movies, art, color, music, nature, laughter, ponds in Cape Cod in the middle of the night, boys. She loved adventure. She loved her sisters. She loved them so much. She loved Michael and his stories. And when he took her to her favorite places. And I saw her love for Kathy night after night when I slept over. And when Kathy came in and Alena would wrap her arms around her mother, and Kathy would wrap her arms around Alena and whisper words of love to her, and Alena would smile up at her mom, the smile of a girl feeling so cared for and special. Kathy made sure Alena knew how extremely wonderful she was, and Lainey knew. She really knew she was special. She also knew how to send all that love she had into the world. She knew not only how to feel it, but also how to use it. She was courageous with her feelings, especially because they were so deep and therefore made her so vulnerable. But unlike so many of us, she didn't hide and protect herself. When she was excited to see you, she would knock you to the ground. If she liked a song, you better get ready to dance. She poured herself and her feelings into the world, and that has made the world a much better place. It made my world a better place. And I would guess that all of us in this room could name a time when Alena made us feel more of something good, more excitement, more adventure, more happiness, more of some crazy emotion. She loved so many things, and I loved them along with her. From the beginning of our friendship, I started thinking to myself, someday in my life, I hope to be more like Alena is. I still hope for this every day. Alena is my model for loving people, for loving life. And because of Alena, I know what I want my life to be like. I will use all my will to make it full of the kind of love Alena taught me to give. Alena, you had a crazy passion for life. I have a crazy passion for you. And I need you to know that I love you. I love you so much. An indescribable love. And I miss you.
If we're watching this, we're probably about 24. I watched it when we were in high school. Isabel probably has 3 kids. She's probably pregnant.
probably has lots of STDs and is gonna and I'm probably in Hollywood being famous.
Yeah, that's great. I think that it's going to be that way, except for that has replaced me.
Except for that I'm gonna have kids when I'm 24. Oh, kids when I'm 26.
I'm gonna have kids when I'm 67.
Well, you set my life whirling, darling, when you're twirling on the floor. And who cares about tomorrow? What more is tomorrow than another day? When you swept me away. Yeah, you swept me away. I see the end of the rainbow, but what more is a rainbow than colors out of reach? If you come down to my window and I climb out my window, then we'll get out of reach. And you swept me away. Yeah, you swept me away. You said with such honest feeling, but what you really mean when you said that I'm your man? Well, how, my darling, can it be you had never seen me and you never will again? That you swept me away. Yeah, you swept me away. Honey, you are a rock upon which I stand, and I come here to talk. I hope you understand. The green eyes, yeah, the spotlight shines upon you. And how could anybody deny you? I came here with a love, and it feels so much lighter now I met you. Honey, you should know that I could never go without you. Green eyes, heart. I think you should know. Green eyes, you're the one that I wanted to find. Anyone who tried to deny must be out of their mind. 'Cause I came here with love. It feels so much better since I met you. Maybe you should know that I can never go without you. Honey, I'm a rock upon which I stand.
He's like, what thing is it? That's Alena. That's Alena.
This next song is going to be a song that I wrote, and it's called The Run Out, and it's written for Alena about the last time that I saw her. She came out to Stinson. And we were on the beach. It was like probably 7:30. The sun was pretty much down. It was really cold, freezing actually, and we had our bathing suits on. They're wet, and we were covered up in layers and layers of anything we could find, like sweats and jackets and scarves and hats and everything, trying to stay warm. And she looks over at me and she says, "Ellie, I want to go in the water." I'm like, "No, it's freezing, no way." She's like, "Ew, like, what are you doing? Like, I want to go in the water." And I'm like being stubborn because it's really cold out. And then she just takes off all the layers and runs in. Just does it. And it was about just watching her go into the water.
Sometimes I think to myself, what would it be like if we could both grow old? Sometimes I wonder if this is worth all the tears and all the cries and all my fears and all my tries. Sometimes I listen to a record and I know that you can hear it too. These times are getting so much harder to go on without you. It's the run out
My eyes close now and shed a tear. Sleepless nights and growing fears. It's the run out, toes touch the water, feet sink down, down that black water sound now. You're figureless as the water reaches your hips. Air gone, you're submerged in the reality. It's the run out. 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 Toes touch the water, feet sink down, down that black water sound now. You're figureless as the water reaches your hips. Air gone, you're submerged in the reality of her.
Writing used to be my outlet. One of my last times with Alena, I sang her a song I wrote for her. And that happiness is what makes me write. After the accident, I went from writing every day to not writing at all. I've only written one poem, and although it can't possibly say everything, she is everything, everywhere, and that's my courage for today. You see, I apologize, but I have nothing to perform. Words on a page, but they hold no meaning, no light, only words to recite. Because no matter how hard I try, the definition doesn't even begin to compare to the reality. Factually speaking, scientific reasoning suggests creativity emerging, but a purging of feelings is not appropriate under the circumstances. My circumference is incomplete with the missing piece of my heart, battling every day to find motivation to move. And I can't write this poem because I can't hit my groove and explain to all of you expected of insight what it's been like. I began a speech filled with vocabulary as if I was trying to impress a teacher, but I teach her that true passion comes from the soul, confident after learning from the best. Do you understand why I can't write this poem alone without that iridescent spirit to guide me, the physical emptiness beside me and the mental disability inside me? Because that same passion that delights me also debilitates me. The words hate me for giving them a responsibility of describing divinity, an unachievable task to ask of adjectives, pressure overwhelming the incentive. I will tell you, prove to you, convince you, persuade you. But this poem is impossible, and there is nothing I can do. No sentence or rhyme does justice to her beauty, radiant, truly glowing, truly unique. The connection in her eyes, silent but comforting, devoting me full attention, exceptional. And what scares me is not being able to look in those eyes for my selfish dose of sunshine, for my personal pick me up, please put me at ease look. I can sit here and tell you stories, but thinking of those memories is painful. Advice continues to be full of never forget, don't regret, relive every moment. But I can't go to that place and not endure torment. For the void is open, the wound deepened, and the emptiness grows heavier. Advice continues to reassure me that heaven has her, but talk to me about nature, the force that took her. Ask me how I feel about the unfairness in the world, that a 15-year-old girl, talented and treasured and constantly giving pleasure goes. Do you know what advice to give to me about that? The fact that life happens does not satisfy, doesn't appease my anger at nature. No right to take her. It was not her turn or time. She was young and beginning to thrive. How? Someone explain to me how this happened. It can't be justified. Believe me, I've tried, and of all the things I've been accurately described, her smile is the one aspect I have absolutely no human expression for. because that's the imperfection that artists always explore. What that one detail that separates identicality is a majestic feature, a smile unknown to our reality. Simply, honestly, can't write this poem because I don't have any energy at the end of the day. My eyes are blinded through the mask plastered on my face, no trace of anger, frustration, or desperation on display. Beneath the hard shell is fresh, raw skin, not yet scabbed. And it is this obstacle that keeps me from talking about the happiest part of life that we are now all living without. At times she'll be with me, a fleeting second of ecstasy, a smile not of comparison but one in honor of more than a friend, unable to label Alena Dennison. Among a norm society conforms to that she will forever be above, the love I mourn endlessly. I apologize finally for this poem that I cannot write. I was talking to my dad this morning about how nervous I am, and he asked me why. He said, it's just you and Alena today. So this is for you, Alena. Every day I think of something that I regret not doing with you. The one that hurts me the most is not being able to tell you I love you again. I laughed with you more in Santa Barbara than I ever have in my entire life. You're like my soulmate, because you got me so completely. Every joke, every bad mood, you felt it as strongly as I did. Every single thing I do now, I do for you and with you. I'm sorry I shut down. I promise I will keep writing. And I know you can see how much love there is today for you. I will make you proud. I love you, Alena.
This is an original that I wrote for Alena, and the lyrics are in all of your programs.
She made a deal
once said, it's really simple, but life should be lived on the edge. You have to exercise rebellion, to refuse to take yourself to the rules, to refuse your own success, to refuse to repeat yourself. See every day, every year, and every idea as a true challenge. Then you will live your life on the tightrope. Good evening. My name is Alena Service, and my 8th grade project is tightrope. When I think about what tightrope means to me, I think about the precision, focus, and fearlessness that I've worked so hard to accomplish throughout this learning experience. It all sounds pretty fun, doesn't it? And it is. But don't let me leave out the tedious hours I've spent trying to just take one step, and the countless times I misplaced my foot by a fraction of an inch and tumbled to the unforgiving ground. Regardless, the gratifying feeling of controlling your body and mind to such precise movements easily pushes away any frustration or resentment, because to me there's nothing more satisfying than doing something you had to push yourself to the limit to learn.
If I had a boat, I would sail you, hold you in my arms, ask you to be true. Once I had a dream, and I didn't know before. Now I'm going to know, hoping for the show. Down to the thorn wall, weeds grow, and lilies stand on fire. Words play.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear, and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for 1,000,000 years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never. I've known it from the moment that we met. No doubt in my mind where you belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue. I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love.
Thank you.